Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 35 of Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. And the last episode was, it was intense. It was intense. I really liked it. First of all, I really like Olivier. From what I've seen, she seems tough. And I think she needs to be tough in the North. She's the person for the job. But I can't wait to learn more about her because I rarely ever go back and rewatch an episode, but I really wanted to look at the family portrait because when it flashed up on the screen, I was like, which one of those was Alex? And knowing that she's the oldest sister and there's two girls, there's one on each side, I was like, wait, that girl looks like the doctor. So then that girl has to be Olivier, which means the kid in glasses has to be Alex. And I think the other guy, it's like kind of like this, the like whatever kind of like dude face, like dude. I think he was with them when they were getting checked on with the doctor, and so I don't know if she has like a lot more of her family members with her or not, but I was like, unless they're just friends of the family. So I'm very curious to learn more about her, and also the plan that she has for our intruder. Sloth attacked. I didn't expect that, and I love it because they mentioned him once, and they showed him once, and that was episodes ago. And I was just like, what's he digging for? Where's he going? What's he doing? And then I never really thought about it since, other than the fact of like, I was like, oh, Sloth is in the opening. We're going to see him soon. I didn't think he was going to be able to dig his way through the bottom of the Wall of Briggs and get in there. It's a place that seems to be impenetrable and like just tough. Really, really tough. Like, not only is it like just freezing cold 365, but you have a tough major that you have to listen to and serve under. And it seems like everyone really respects her. And we heard from Miles. Miles was, he's an Ishvalan, and he should have been technically exterminated when the war started. And she's like, I don't care what race you are. You bring something to like this group that other people don't have, or that they can't see, or your experience informs you differently than everybody else. And so she sees him as an asset rather than like, oh, well, you know what? You're part of the race that they want to get rid of, so you're out. I like that about her. I like that about her because it does kind of show that she values life. Not necessarily like that certain races are supreme, but like how each individual race can bring something to the table. And, Ed had said something about like, he doesn't really like look at somebody's race. He just like looks at people. And I get that, but I do agree with Olivier that like knowing more about other races and other cultures, that only makes you a better person. And I think the fact that she is accepting of a lot of that, because like she sees value in him, not because of his race, but like, him being a soldier and what he can bring to the table because of that, because he has a different, lived experience. And I love that about her. That's like a woman of my own heart. Now, she is tough as nails. Like, she did not care. Like, she's like, oh, how is Alex doing? And they're like, he's doing great. And she's like, I was like, oh, was there a falling out? Because, I mean, you couldn't have two polar opposites, where you have Armstrong, who is very loving and very caring and very empathetic and, feels things to the bottom of his soul. Like, he is a feeling man. And then you have her who's like stone cold, which I don't think is necessarily true. I think that is the front that she puts up or she represents, but also she has to be because of the position she's in. Now, we met Buccaneer, who, he has automail that is spectacular. It is lightweight and it's made of different metals. So that's why Ed couldn't do any transmutations with it, because he's trying to find the iron in it. And that makes total sense. I thought it was just the cold, but if you're like looking for a specific metal, then you're not going to be able to transmute because it's technically the wrong formula. And I think that that's great. Now, he kind of got frostbite or almost frostbite. And like, had he called Winry would have told him probably like, ya dummy. But also I don't know if that means that he gets some new automail made by Winry. Loving it. I'm loving it. And for some reason, I know that this is kind of out of left field, but not really, is that everyone thinks that they're Drachman spies. And I don't know what Drachma, what they've been doing. But like, it seems like they're very paranoid about being infiltrated by people that are Drachman spies or from Drachma, or, you know, I'm not sure what life has been like up in the north, but it seems like testy, you know? Like, they're not giving their neighbors a cup of sugar. That is not happening. So I found that really interesting. Now, at the end of the last episode, we were firing everything we had at Sloth. And of course, because he's a homunculus, he just heals right back. Now, eventually he'd run out of souls. But because Ed did not tell Olivier about that, like, because he's like, I got to keep this to myself. He told her about May and alchemy and the fact that they're trying to get their bodies back. And, you know, it worries me how excited or how intent she was of like finding May so she could utilize alchemy. I'd really like to know what her end game is, because I hate when people want to use it for like means of a weapon, like they do alchemy. I don't know if you could use alchemy in that way other than to outsmart alchemy, because they're two different things. But that kind of bothered me. But, you know, when she's trying to kill Sloth and she's catching on as she's watching things unfold, not that he's a homunculus, but like regular stuff is not going to take this bad boy down. And she says something about like tank fuel and fire. And I think if you're continuously burning something, it's just going to knock out soul after soul after soul. Now, Sloth, he's on autopilot. He ain't got no plans. He ain't got no knowledge. He doesn't know the boys. He doesn't know that like they know Father, that they know Wrath. Like he's, I don't want to say dumb, but like he's only been told what he needs to be told, which is dig. And so he's just like, what do I do here? This place is huge. What am I supposed to do? I guess dig. And, you know, he's just on autopilot, just doing the job that was, you know, put up here for him to do. So, you know, he's not being malicious necessarily right now. Like, I mean, there's a reason why they aimed him in that direction, and it was to breach. But, you know, they really focused in on those pipes that were in that basement. And I know that there's pipes in Central Command where Father is. And I don't know if there's a tie in there or not. But I'm starting to like pick up on certain things. I don't know. I could be making that up. There's also gears and a whole bunch of cool shit behind him. So I could just be, I don't know. I'm trying to connect things and I don't think that it's actually connected. But I'm like, if I don't say it out loud and then it comes up later, I'm going to feel stupid. So I'm super excited to get into this episode. One, to figure out like what we're going to do about Sloth. To see Olivier in action and like maybe see her and the boys kind of do something together and utilize them. Now, they have soldiers up there, but I don't know if they have alchemists up there. So I don't know if anyone does alchemy. It'd be really interesting. I don't know if she does alchemy. She could be an alchemist. Armstrong is. So I don't know, but I'm curious to find out. So guys, let's get into it. If by chance you guys see me with this on my thumb, I accidentally got a steam burn at work today, so. The shape of this country. Transmutation circle.
Come, Alchemist. Give me a hand.
Oh, brother! He just picks him up.
You too, Tin Man.
Tin Man.
Hey, hold on. We can't just...
You were forced to help us under duress. How does that excuse work for you?
Jesus. I don't like that they're doing that at gunpoint. That's a little crazy.
Drive it into the elevator!
What a pain.
Push us!
Okay.
Good! It's working!
It took 3 tanks to push Sloth into that.
Yes!
I think he's probably gonna be able to get out of there, though. Oh, are they gonna send him up to the freezing cold?
Where am I?
Yeah, buddy, I don't know either. Oh, good, Buccaneer. Hey, he didn't have any auto mail on. Oh, she came up in the elevator.
Move it, you little runt!
Okay, yeah. Oh, Fallman. Oh! I bet. Okay, go team. And also they didn't do that at gunpoint, which is preferred. Nice.
It'll freeze him right down to his brain.
Oh. I mean, not that I'm like...
So cold.
Oh, he's getting frostbite.
Body won't move.
That is torture. But, like, he's got a Philosopher's Stone, right? So is he dead or unconscious?
You can sleep there until spring, monster. All right, Buccaneer. Now take these two away.
Hey, hold on a second!
At gunpoint! You took him at gunpoint!
I'm not letting you go anywhere until you explain exactly what that thing was and what it wanted.
That's a fair question for her to ask. It's affecting her and her people. Did they take Fallman too?
It's so cold.
They don't even have, like, any...
Restraints.
Good morning. Nice chains.
Nice chains.
They're just lovely.
Hey,
Poor
you two
Al.
sleep well?
Yeah, this guy was in the photos, right?
I heard you helped defend the fort from that monster.
Thank you.
That's 100 cents.
Again?
Also, Major Miles is at the hospital. He's there visiting a soldier who was wounded fighting Scar.
Scar's in the north now?
A soldier fighting Scar. Oh, God, Kimley.
You saved our pals back there, so that makes you our pal as well.
Well, you want to let your pal out of here then?
No, we're not allowed to do that. Sorry.
It was worth a try, I guess.
They're loyal to her.
You can leave Scar to us and focus on getting better.
Hold on a
Yeah,
sec.
he got run through.
I want you and your people to stay out of this. The Ishvalan is mine to hunt down.
Wrong thing to say to
I
him.
hate to tell you this, but the soldiers of Briggs won't let a serial killer roam around free.
I think that's fair.
You tell me what to do again and you'll never leave this hospital. This case is ours now. The Briggs branch will take care of everything. You behave yourself.
Ooh, Miles. That was dope, but he's gonna remember that.
Hello, Kimberly. And how are you recovering?
Well, hello, General Raven.
Oh, General
You got here
Raven.
quickly.
He did get there quickly.
I'm not exactly in great shape at the moment.
No
Can't
problem.
he heal himself with
I
those,
brought
though?
a doctor who knows alchemy, and we have the stones as well. You'll be fine in no time.
Oh, that guy. I was like, let me see his face. Oh, the gold tooth. The gold tooth. Creepy gold tooth.
Alchemy seems to be pretty complicated. This dragon pulse business.
Dragon Pulse, yeah. That's how she does that.
And then you can use it to affect just about anything.
Just about anything.
Just about anything.
Yeah.
So the body, too.
Yes.
And there's no equivalent exchange.
You're back.
Oh, yeah, I need that, though. Can you finish healing him?
Then alchemists don't use the dragon's pulse?
They do
No.
not. They use energy from the movement of the Earth's crust.
Tectonic plates.
That's what fuels our alchemy in this country.
Okay.
I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
It's taking energy either way.
I can tell that there's energy flowing under my feet, but it doesn't feel like it comes from the land's movement.
What?
It feels like a crowd of people squirming around.
What the hell does that mean? So she said it's like squirming, like people or something, like it's a group of people. Is that what that's for? Are there like bodies, souls? Oh, God.
There was a strange incident where the mountain guard was attacked in the middle of winter. Apparently, a mysterious woman stole food and supplies for a full month. I survived for a whole month in the
I love it! Oh my God, I love Azumi.
I think there's something you're trying to hide, and you'd risk your lives to protect it. Something or maybe someone. This time, don't lie to me. I want the truth.
Yeah, I would just tell her. She's scary. Spill. I know I would. Oh. Ooh.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Okay,
A monkey.
he did tell her.
Führer King Bradley.
Everything,
A
apparently.
mysterious man called Father.
Sure, yep.
So I know Officers Hawkeye and Havoc, and I'd hate it if we lost either of them. I
Same.
would like to help them.
And, what about Colonel Mustang?
Probably not him.
Yeah. I couldn't care less about him. This tunnel here. I would like to know what you alchemists make of it.
Obviously, it's for transport, because there's rails.
This is just my guess, but I'd say chances are we'll find it's dug in the shape of an enormous circle.
Why?
It has to do with alchemy. Lieutenant Fullmetal, can you list the major events in Amestris that were accompanied by bloodshed?
Oh, yeah.
Bloodshed? What are you getting at?
Bodies, souls.
Later in 1914, there was the Lior insurrection. There were many casualties.
What? I don't understand. I exposed the fake priest in Lior, and I reported it to Eastern Command immediately.
They didn't know
Yes,
that
you did.
happened.
But the Central Forces came in and ran out the troops from the east. Lior just fell to pieces.
On purpose.
No time for that. Back to work, Fullmetal.
Yeah, she wants you to stay on task. You have to stop feeling guilty.
We just connect the dots.
How is that possible? It looks like the transmutation circle from the 5th laboratory.
Yep.
If they make a Philosopher's Stone with something this huge, how many people will have to die?
All of them.
Once I asked Envy if the homunculi were planning to use this country to create a Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, he did.
Hey, wait. That's it.
What?
It was the military. They were involved in all of it.
Yeah, we already knew that, though.
But we expanded as we took over more and more neighboring countries. That was all to create this circle?
Yep.
So that means not only are they planning to use this country to do whatever it is they're doing, but they actually created it in the first place for that single purpose.
My country.
Do you think General Hughes?
Yeah, before he was killed.
He figured it out.
If you're right about your theory, the next place they're going to hit is right here in Briggs. Those bastards in Central. What kind of dirty plans do they have for my fort?
General!
Oh, girl.
You're needed back
I'm
at
with
the
you.
fort. Lieutenant General Raven from Central is here to see you.
It's starting.
I'd like to ask a favor of you.
What would the favor be?
Do you think you could con some information out of General Raven?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She our girl. She our girl. She'll do that.
This way,
Oh,
please.
and as you can see, I've brought a guest with me. If it's not too much trouble, then perhaps you would be so kind as to show him around the fort.
I'd appreciate it. Thanks, Major Miles.
What a conundrum.
Henry's apple pie.
Oh.
That was the first thing I wanted to do when I got my body back.
You'll have all the apple pie you could ever want. We're going to get our bodies back. And
Yes,
the
you are.
monsters who have been messing with our country for all this time are going to pay.
I believe it.
A monster? What do you mean?
We killed it, but it didn't die, sir.
Is that so?
He laughs and says, is that
I
so?
suspected that it originated in Drachma. But
Smart.
the Elric brothers,
Oh, damn it.
they seem to know about this monster, but they wouldn't talk.
Smart.
I had thought about torturing them to get the information, but I am a woman after all. The thought of hurting those boys. Let's just
Oh,
say
smart
I
girl.
couldn't stand it.
Now that's
Sure.
rich. She would have tortured you in a second and not thought twice about it.
He's so happy about it.
You know, General Raven, at my age, most women are expected to have had a child or two at least. Unfortunately, I'm well past that now.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
That Drachman monster, though, it had an outstanding body. Like something from a dream.
What if I told you that very soon it wouldn't be a dream anymore?
Got him.
Tell me, General, would you be interested in a legion of immortal soldiers?
Took the bait.
Hook, line, and sinker. Oh, jeez, these episodes, they fly by. Oh, shit. Forgot the next episode has an after credit scene. Whoops. Okay, well, hook, line, and sinker. Got him to kind of be like, hey, you want some immortal soldiers? Oh, my womanhood. I can't have children. I'm so old. This body. Oh, and Sloth. Sloth, that Drachman spy. Or the monster from Drachma. I like that one. I like that she knows. And that we finally got, like, because somebody had said something back in the comments about, like, somebody, or like in the beginning, said something about, like, the shape of, like, this country. And I don't know. I think at the time I didn't really put together that it was a transmutation circle until Dr. Marco said it. But when they said the shape of this country, I thought they meant like it's not in good shape. Not that it was a transmutation circle, but it was really nice to finally see that drawn out. There's so many things that got answered in this episode. One, the tectonic plates, the dragons' vein, blood, dragons, the chi. But like May saying like there's something different about the energy, and I think they probably do get a lot of their alchemy from the tectonic plates and the energy between those plates. Now, do I understand that? I studied geology in college. I was either it's funny that I went from geology to dentistry, but geology you could either teach it or dig for oil. Neither one of those things seemed like fun to me. But I was just kind of like, oh, tectonic plates. I want to know more about that. And I was like, well, it doesn't necessarily like always, it's not always happening. I mean, it might be. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's weird that they draw their energy from that. Not weird. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? It's not weird if you do understand it. It's weird when you don't understand it. But May, when she's like saying like the dragon's blood energy, but I don't even, it was right there. And I still, poof, there it went. But essentially it's chi and the chi of the land. Now chi I get and I understand, because it's very much like the force where it's like, it's a flow of energy. And once you know how to harness that energy or you utilize that energy, then, you know, like the way she explained the transmutation circle and like it's not transmutation circle. I don't know what that's called actually. But her being able to like send power from one point to another, and you can pretty much do anything, and you don't have like equivalent exchange. That's why she can heal with it. I think being able to do both of those things is amazing. Obviously alchemy is being used as weapons, while Alchemist is being used to heal. And I loved her and Dr. Marco talking about it. I don't love her beating up Dr. Marco to show him something. I'm like, fix his back, fix his neck. Like, I need that. Like, my back's been killing me all week. I need that. So I love that conversation. I love learning that that's what was being dug and why all of the places there was either, you know, a conflict that the military came in and took over and everything just kind of went to crap. Or there was like insurrections or like coups that were overthrowing those countries and just adding them to a mistress. I was like, I feel like at some point, because they've said Drachman, I don't know how many times, I'm like, are they the answer? Like, is it like, okay, I need a cup of sugar. And can you help us beat this transmutation circle that is built out of the whole of the country? That is wild. That is amazing. But the fact that May could sense that like there was something wrong about the energy, that leads me to believe it's not just the tectonic plate theory of alchemy, but she can sense like souls. And I don't know, I don't know what that means right now. I feel like when we saw, was it Kimbley Stone? I think it was Bradley's stone, maybe. Where, no, now I don't remember, but like I feel like they were in the 5th laboratory. Oh, you know what? It could be when they were just showing the extermination of Ishval and then making a philosopher's stone to give to Kimbley. It was Kimbley Stone. And how they were at different points in the transmutation circle. And I don't know if it's like just a gathering of all of the population in those areas, annihilating them and getting them like a huge transmutation, or having a huge transmutation occur, creating a philosopher's stone to then take out Jing, to take out Drachman, to control everything. Is that, I can't think it'd be that simple. But speaking of Kimbley, he's up, he's about, and now he's just like, hey, Miles. Hey, Major Miles, how you doing? Finding out that he's Ishvalan. Now, the thing is that I think if even somebody was remotely rude or mean or like threatening to Kimbley, like that he almost doesn't take it personal. He finds it intriguing and interesting, but not necessarily that it equals I need to get revenge on this person. Like he's just like, hey, and I don't want to say that I like Kimbley, but I like that it's not messy with him. It's just what he does. It's what he does, and he does it well. So I don't know if Miles is going to stand a chance, but I wonder if Miles and Scar could possibly be friends as like two like really amazing Ishvalans that have survived this whole time. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know. There's not going to be a good end for Scar. Yeah, I'm just like rambling right now. Yeah, so now Briggs is probably the last place to come down, and I'm sure they did that on purpose because they knew it was going to be tough. She obviously is going to put up a fight. I don't know if Drachman has anything to do with helping us. And then we have Kimbley here, who obviously is going to wreak havoc, and he can blow apart the entire wall. And how Raven got up there so quickly. Like, I'm not like, did he come through the tunnel? But like, is there like a way for them to get places quicker? Like, that's insane. I do not like that the boys were kept in cells. I do not like that they were in shackles. I don't like that they were forced by gunpoint to help. I don't like their tactics up the wall of Briggs, but I know it's the way that they do things. That's not me accepting it. That's me understanding it. I'm not a fan at all. But I am interested to see more. And it's really interesting that Olivier really was just like, oh, I really liked Hawkeye and Havoc, and I don't want anything to happen to them. And they're like, well, what about Roy? And she's just like, screw him. I don't care about that guy at all. It's like less in my way to obtain power. I don't know if she wants to be Fuhrer, but we know Roy does, and that's part of his aspirations right now. So I guess it is one less person in her way. But I don't really want to see a face-off either. But guys, if you want to watch full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 4 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. The gunpoint thing doesn't sit well with me. Sloth being frozen outside, great plan. And then she says, wait until spring, you monster. I mean, he could wake up in the spring and just be like, zappity zap zap, and be like, whoa, dig. Oh, he probably had to dig that whole thing. He has been, I shouldn't feel sorry for him, but like, since the creation of the country, there's just Sloth just digging a trench, just a big circle. Damn. Poor guy. No wonder he's like, pain. It's like, my back aches too, bro. That's actually really interesting. Now, I'm really curious to see what this conversation with Raven is, especially talking about having immortal soldiers. And I can't imagine that Olivier would even remotely be drawn in by that. Now, what she is drawn in by is the truth, and she likes the truth, and she wants the truth. So I think she's going to find out the truth, and I'm excited for that. So guys, come back here for the next episode, and in the meantime, I'll see ya.